Hey everybody, Wendy Sellers here, the HR lady. Welcome to our podcast. It's JC and I today to talk about unique benefits for all size companies.
And Wendy,
How you doing, JC?
yeah, I'm doing pretty good. You're not talking about unique benefits like, hey, I've got 5 tickets to head to the Shriner Circus or anything. You're talking like something a little bit more important, right?
Hey, we could throw in the Shriner Circus in there too. So let's put that on pause right now. But seriously, let's not throw that into the trash can, because the thing with benefits today, it's 2022, close to 2023, is that we need to personalize benefits for employees. And that's an almost impossible task, because even if you just have 5 employees, how are you going to personalize it for 5 different people? Imagine if you have 500 or thousands of employees.
Yeah.
But people want different things. That's really what it comes down to. And it's expensive.
Hey, Wendy, how complicated would it be? I mean, we own our cars and we buy insurance for our cars independently. It seems like an incredible task when you're thinking about the small business owner having to go out and buy their own independent insurance or something like that. When you've got multi-million-dollar corporations out there that offer these amazing packages, but it's like they're getting a group buy price or something like that. I don't know. There's a whole thing going on there.
There really is. I mean, the businesses that are considered small employers, which are a majority of our businesses in the United States, are small employers. So let's just say under 100 employees, but really probably just, 20, 25 employees. If you don't have 50 or 100 employees, there's some magical numbers there in the health insurance world, for example. But if you don't have a minimum of 50 or 100 employees, you are at a great loss, and you're not going to get a great group rate, because now your risk is spread over a very small amount of people. The companies that have thousands and thousands of employees, the risk on the insurance side is, okay, most of those employees, or many of those employees, are going to be healthy. Many of those employees are going to be young. Many of those employees aren't going to need these benefits. So when the company buys insurance for everybody, let's face it, the insurance company is making money because many of your employees aren't using that health insurance. You know what I mean?
So I guess that's all the more reason just to get rid of your older employees.
Yeah, no, my goodness, no. Let me catch my breath there. No, I know you're
I'm
saying
only
that tongue
kidding.
in cheek.
Only kidding.
Just everybody listening, that is illegal.
Don't do that. It is not good advice. Bad advice right there.
Yeah, and it's illegal to be asking about their health in interviews, and when you're putting them on your payroll as well. And I know companies do it and they don't know any better. So if you're listening, please, health insurance needs, health needs are no reason for hiring or terminating an employee. But some stats are in pre-pandemic. So pandemic is a whole other thing, but pre-pandemic, the average employee received 32% of their compensation, so their total compensation, not the actual money that goes into their bank account, via benefits. So what do you mean by benefits? It could be paid time off, any kind of insurance, down to life insurance, retirement plans, matches, whatever it might be. That's 32% is huge, a huge cost for small employers.
Bigger than a huge cost for some. And I'll tell you what, taking a look at some of the things that you shared with me before today's podcast, there's something here I'm not really familiar with, and maybe you could help dissect this, and hopefully people listening along will learn a little bit along the way too. It's this hospital indemnity insurance. Is that a thing? What's going on with that?
Yeah, it's interesting that we're doing this topic today, because I just spent like an hour and a half going down a rabbit hole this morning for a friend who left a larger company recently and went to a small company, and that small company doesn't offer health insurance. And so she has a few choices. The choices are Cobra, which is incredibly expensive. And so hold that thought on that indemnity a minute here. I want to read a stat to you from the 2021 Kaiser Family Foundation report. It says that average health insurance premiums, and this is for small firms, not even just for individuals, $7,813 a year for single coverage. That's not even including your copays, your deductibles, your high deductibles. So that's just to get the plan. And I can guarantee you that's probably a high deductible, meaning you got to pay $10,000 out of your pocket. You, the employer, which many aren't going to do that, or you, the employee, have to pay your premium and then pay, say, $10,000, $6,000, whatever it might be out of your pocket before you're even covered, for example, for maybe a surgery.
Right.
So it's really expensive. So, I was going down this path this morning trying to help my friend out because I'm a licensed health insurance agent. I don't use it. I don't sell insurance. I just got it so that I could help my clients and understand what it means to, have health insurance, and so that no other agent or company takes advantage of them. So usually when I come to the table, the other insurance agents are like, uh-oh.
It just got real.
Yeah, it just got real. She knows the terminology, and it's super, super complicated. So I was telling my friend, okay, she's a very healthy person, rarely goes to the doctor, maybe once or twice a year. She's like, I'm not going to go and pay this, $1,200 in Cobra, or if I went and she was going to get another plan that was like $700 and some dollars a month.
Yeah.
And that was pre-deductible. She's like, this is ridiculous. I don't use health insurance. I don't want to pay all that. So another option I was giving her is this thing called indemnity plans.
And by the way, you're saying $700 a month. I mean, for some people that, might be in an affordable part of the country, that's something that they could plan for or save for. But in certain areas of the country, rent is way too high. The cost of living is so high, mortgage rates, etc. And I really want to emphasize rent there, because in many of the cities up here in New York, the rent is so high that $700 is just going to go towards you having a one-bedroom studio apartment. So you could be talking about the difference between food in the refrigerator or healthcare coverage for the month.
Exactly. And where I live right now, it's incredibly expensive to, rent a hole in the wall as well. And, it's just insane. It's completely insane. We won't go down the path of talking about,
Sure,
getting national health care or anything like that, but we're not there yet and don't know if we ever will be. But there are options, and I want the small employers to know. So in theory, if you're a large employer, so you have over 50 employees, and there's some ratios you do there, but let's just say 50 full-time employee equivalents. Once you're now considered a large employer, which I laugh because you're really not.
right.
But the law is, okay, you're supposed to offer your employees health insurance. Many of my clients who are 55, 60 employees, they're like, I can't afford as an employer to offer this, nor do my employees want to take it because they're getting it from the government, from the Affordable Care Act, or from Medicare or Medicaid, or, if they have a disability, or they're getting it from a spouse's plan.
Yeah.
So not only does the employer can't afford it, the employees are saying, no, we can't afford it either, so we don't want it from you. And so it puts us all in this pickle. So, an option for the folks that are listening are saying, I still want to help my employees, even though I have a very small budget. You can be looking into things called supplemental indemnity plans. And one of them is a hospital plan. I have these for myself. You've probably heard of these under companies like Aflac. But Aflac has a lot of competitors as well. And so there's a lot of different plans out there. And basically what it is, it says, hey, Wendy, you're going to go to the doctor and you're going to pay for it out of your own pocket, whatever, because you don't have health insurance. And then you're going to turn in a claim to your supplemental indemnity plan, which is super cheap, by the way. And that plan is just going to send you a check. And you could do whatever you want with that check. You can go buy groceries. You can pay, reimburse yourself for that doctor's appointment, whatever it is. But the indemnity plans are a really cheap option for employers to offer something to their employees. And then the employees can say, oh, okay, I don't need, dental, but I need hospital coverage, or I don't need, accident, but I need something else. And so please talk to an